Shh.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Crowd Control. We're here to talk about all things crowdfunding.
And this is I think our fourth or fifth. We've been doing it for about a month now.
I think it's number 5.
I'm glad to say that
I'm
we've made it.
We've made it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Please tell everyone about it. Watch more and more and more. Today we're going to talk about at least one that's launching this week.
Yeah, we've got one big game launching this week. There's a bunch of games that are launching right now. A couple that kind of just came out of nowhere and surprised us.
Yeah, a couple that we missed, I think, that launched last week or in prior weeks that we want to touch on. But the first one that we want to talk about that is launching tomorrow, if you're watching this when this video drops, is Into the God's Grave. This one's from Lucky Duck. Yeah. We're actually going to have content on it, so we won't talk about it too much here. Be sure to check out that content. But if you're familiar with what they've done with Destinies, this is sort of I don't know if I want to say it's the next step.
It's a different step. Let's say it's a different step.
And I think that's cool that Lucky Duck takes what they've done with apps, and they've kind of tested this, tested that, and then branched off and done something like that, but maybe a little different.
Well, yeah, we've seen so many different versions of their games with the app, and anything from narrative, like solely narrative adventure games, to tile placement games. This one is a cooperative dungeon crawl style, almost like a light RPG game where you're playing across a number of scenarios, building up a fantasy character, and working together with all your teammates in order to complete the objective. And again, that's pretty neat. I like that it brings in the cooperative aspect here again.
Yeah, it's definitely cooperative. I don't know. I might disagree with you a little bit on using the term dungeon crawl.
I mean,
it is very macro. It's kind of outdoors. At least the scenario we played is very outdoors. And it's going to feel still very similar to things like Destinies. I think, though, like you said, it kind of on that dial of narrative versus gameplay, this dials down the narrative just a little bit and ratchets up the gameplay, because this is built around card play in a significant way compared to those other games for sure. That made it gave me some like Arkham Horror card game vibes in terms of how you're spending your cards and what you're doing with them, the action economy and using the tokens and whatnot that you have. So it's an interesting game. Be sure to check that one out when it launches. I'm sure it's going to do pretty well this week.
Their games do great. I think this will be one of the highlights for people, at least of the games that's launching this week. But we had several that launched, between our episodes. We've had a couple recently that launched last week. I want to talk about one of them because this is one that I'm very excited about. And that's a reprint of the deluxe edition of Age of Steam, which is a game that I'm
going to show myself the door.
This was on my top 50 games of the year, or games of all time, sorry, if you saw that video. Age of Steam, it's a train game. Really, I mean, it's very simple in its core. You're building track and you're delivering goods across these different cities. But what makes this game so engaging is that all of the maps are very different, and they're bringing in a bunch of new maps for this reprint as well.
Oh, really?
So if you're a completionist for Age of Steam, I know there's a ton of maps out there. There's people that just make maps and put them on BGG. Even like Lacerda has made maps for Age of Steam.
So will you be able to, I assume, in this campaign, just get those?
I'm pretty sure you can just get the new maps, and if you already have the game.
What kind of fan are you, Ryan? Don't you have them already?
Yeah, I should have looked. Well, see, I have a group that we play Age of Steam a lot. We have a couple guys in my group.
Someone else takes care of it all?
Well, and they've been talking about this. Like this is their big Kickstarter of the year. Like they're lighting up like, oh my gosh, look at these new maps. Look at all these. They're already speculating on how to maybe even play some of these maps or what the best first moves are going to be. So there's a lot. I mean, there's an Age of Steam con out there.
More power to them. That is not me. I am not that gamer for sure. I am the gamer who likes, and you know what? I don't even know how to feel about this next one. I want to talk about El Burro. This one is from Oda. It's coming from Spielworks.
Oda and Mike, it said.
Yeah, Oda and Mike, the same people who did La Granja. And it's no surprise because this is La Granja, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. They did that dice game a few years ago. This is not like that.
No, this is pretty much like La Granja 1.75 or something.
You're not going to go far enough to call it 2?
No, I don't know that I'd call it 2 because I think it looks so much like La Granja. Well, and from what I've seen it described, it's the kind of thing where if you thought La Granja, by the way, are we saying it right? Is La Granja?
I remember that when we covered the La Granja Deluxe Edition, we did get called out for our pronunciation.
Please don't comment below thing.
Don't comment about our
I'm just going to cover all the bases.
Lagranja.
Lagranja. We know it's not Lagranja.
It's not Lagranja. I can tell you that.
Anyway, you know the game we're talking about. This one, effectively, to me, looks like a even heavier version. It does. And Lagranja was
no slouch.
It was no slouch in terms of
weight.
Well,
looking at, again, so for disclosure on this one, it'll launch by the time you're seeing this video, but it has not launched as the time we're filming. It's launching like in a day.
Yeah, we don't have all the details.
So they haven't announced all the details yet, so we might come back and talk about this one a little bit as it goes, but I'm very excited about this game. I mean, we're big fans of the original, and this does look like it keeps the stuff that we loved. I mean, your player boards look similar. You've still got all those slots for slotting in all the different multi-use cards.
It is interesting, though, to me. Again, I am a big fan. I don't know that if I have Lagranja in my life, especially the new deluxe version that's going to be delivered in the not-too-distant future from Board and Dice, I don't know how to feel. I feel it feels a little odd, but yeah, if you're interested in an even heavier experience like that, El Burro looks to be the ticket.
I mean, Marco Polo 2 came out with Marco Polo 1, and I made that same debate, and I played both of them.
It's the same publisher, though.
Yeah, that's true. I go back and play both. I feel like there will be people that still like to bring out the big box of the base Lagranja. I mean, we'll see.
Sure.
This one might be it might be too heavy for that sweet spot. I mean, who knows?
We'll see. So what's the next one?
All right, well, the next one, before we get to the next one, actually, I want to bring on another special guest. This is something we like to do on Crowd Control, is get opinions from people in the wider industry.
Not just us.
Outside of just the MVM team. So we brought on someone to talk about what they're excited about in crowdfunding. And this is Ruel from Rado Runs Through It. You might recognize him from that. He's been on Good Time Society. He does that channel. And I don't want to get this wrong, Tabletop Tonight. That's his streaming show that he does on Twitch. So I'm excited to have him on here, and I'm excited to see what he's looking forward to in crowdfunding.
Hi friends, I'm Ruel Gaviola, and here are some crowdfunding games that I'm excited about. The first one is Slackjack. This is funding on Kickstarter right now until June 9th, and I got a chance to play it, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed it. And you know, coming from me, someone that doesn't really like social deduction games, Slackjack is a winner. Now this takes something that I never thought would work, but it takes the game Blackjack, or 21, and fuses it with social deduction. It's really fun. You get your secret rolls, and you're trying to get as close to 21 as possible, and each card has different abilities and point values, and oh, it's so much fun. I played a 5-player game, a couple of games, with the Brothers Murph and my stepdaughter Lauren and Amanda Panda over on the Brothers channel recently, and we had a blast with it. So check that out. That's Slackjack. The next one is Creature Caravan. 2 words, friends. Ryan Lockett. That's all you had to say. This is upcoming on Gamefound. Doesn't have a date set, or at least I didn't see a date. And what it's described as is a simultaneous tableau building game. It's by Ryan Lockett. I am totally interested in this. It's pretty much a must-have in my book. And anytime you say Ryan Lockett. So the third one I'm excited about, I actually have right here. Dog Park, the Tricks expansion. This is something I'm filming for the Rado Runs Through channel. I loved Dog Park. Michelle and I, my wife and I, are big dog people. We have 2 pugs named Meeple and Mookie, and we love the original game, and I've been really fortunate to get an advanced look at this. I'm not going to give any spoilers out, but it has multi-breed dogs, super locations, and trick training. So the original game was all about, you know, set collection, and also it has this really cool auction mechanism where you're bidding your victory points to, you know, get certain things and to get your dogs out on the park. So it was really cool tension. Like, yeah, do I want something that bad where I'm giving up my victory points? So Dog Park, the new Tricks expansion, is going to have more of that and more of some new stuff as well. So those are 3 games I'm really excited about on crowdfunding. Would love to hear what you have, what you're excited about. Oh gosh, I forgot how to talk. I'd love to hear what you're excited about. Share with the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, friends.
Thank you, Ruel. And we've got 2 more, like we said, 2 more games for us to talk about. The first of which is one that did absolutely 100% fly under our radar.
I didn't even know about this one until they came onto our Discord and started talking about it.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know it was them that came onto our Discord. Someone on our Discord was reacting to a message in our Discord about this game, Ruse. This is the game about foxes and building your den. And I looked up, and it was, lo and behold, the person associated with the game who'd posted in our Discord. I looked into this thing. There's not been a lot of talk about this one. There's not a lot of videos. In fact, I don't know that there's any videos, maybe a couple.
Right, I don't think they did not do a mass marketing push. They did not send out a ton of prototypes.
Although we are trying to get a hold of a prototype because I really want to play this thing. If you look at the video of it and check out their campaign page for sure, this thing looks like a medium to heavyweight, probably more like heavyweight Euro. It's definitely got a lot of things going on. It's got some worker placement. It's got some dice management. It's got resource collection, resource management. It's, like I said, it's all about building a fox den. And it is, in my opinion, beautiful looking game. I'll give one caveat though. I'm not a big fan of the fox faces.
But the fox faces, that's what you come for.
No, I want faces of foxes in the game.
How many times can you say faces of foxes?
I don't want those fox faces. All the rest of the artwork and the things going on, I really dug. For some reason, anyway,
I liked it. I liked the artwork.
I don't want to get too hung up on that. The game has a ton of things going on. This big, glorious board that you're going to be doing everything that you can to possibly advance your den. On your player board, there's all sorts of things going on, including right next to it, this whole tunnel system that you're building. Like, honestly,
that's the part that looks very cool to me.
This feels like a kitchen sink sort of scenario in terms of like mechanics and mechanisms that they put into this game, but I'm there for it.
It's definitely not. When you first hear, when you even told me, you're like, it's a game about building a fox den. I was like, oh, that sounds like
me of wolves.
Like a cute, charming little game. But then when I looked at it, I was like, this is not that.
No.
I mean, it is very cute looking game. Like you said, the components in the art are all great, but there is a lot.
No, this is Euro. If you're a Euro fan and you haven't looked at it, take a look at it and tell us what you think for sure.
Hopefully this video will enlighten you because I want it to do really well.
What's the last one?
Well, the last one I wanted to talk about is Uncharted Stars from Scott Alms. Now, this one's a little bit different because this is a much smaller footprint game. This is a roll and write. It's a very simple, and I think there's even print and play options that you can just get a print and play version of this roll and write. But I love the idea of space, and like I love roll and writes.
You love the idea of space
I
just
do,
in
like
general?
Your space travel.
Okay.
You're getting your spaceship. You're trying to explore these planets. You're getting your crew. There's a lot of different things you can do in standard roll and write fashion. And again, this is one of those that uses multiple sheets that you're managing to do all of your
It does have a very
rolling and writing.
Charming look to it. And it looks like, I didn't look into it as much as Ryan did, but it looks like it was giving me sort of like FTL type of like you're managing
you're managing your ship, you're managing your crew, you're managing all
different
that.
like portions of your ship
right.
and stuff like that.
While you're traveling and things are happening that you're having to mitigate.
Yeah.
It just seems like a cool game, and I think Scott Alms generally does well. Like his games are generally good.
Yeah.
Good to great, I would say they range from.
There's a range. There's a range there. Sorry, Scott.
There's no designer out there where I could say that I've loved every single one of their games, but for the most part, you'll recognize his name. He did all the Tiny games.
Yes, Tiny Epics.
Right, this feels
the
almost
Tiny Epic guy.
Right, he's the Tiny Epic guy. This is not a Tiny Epic game, but it almost is because it is a tiny game with a lot.
I mean, that sort of approach to gaming is
he did Beer
DNA.
and Bread too, which kind of felt that same way too.
He delivers a fair amount of game in small packages, no matter what the name is.
Yeah, so those are all on crowdfunding right now. We talked about last week how we were excited for our deliveries of The Witcher, which we did get, and we did make a video.
It's not. It might be up by now. It might not be. We did an unboxing, but I'll be honest with you, we hadn't gotten it by the time we've recorded this. We still haven't gotten it played.
It's been almost a week. We need to get it played.
And we've just been busy and haven't gotten it. We've been playing other games, so we've still been having fun, but we haven't been having fun yet. With The Witcher.
We will do probably more content on The Witcher. I know a lot of people out there.
100% we will.
We got a lot of questions of people that saw last week's going, tell me about your play. Somebody said they played it like 8 times already.
Yeah.
In our comments. So I wish I could be that person. I wish I could have played it 8 times. So thanks again so much for watching Crowd Control. Stay tuned in the future as we continue to talk about just things that we're excited about in the realm of crowdfunding.
For sure. And until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.